You are now listening to the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
And we're back. Criterion Now. It is a real podcast, actually. Jill, hello.
Hey, Aaron, how are you? I had to dust some cobwebs off the old mic.
Yeah. Cobwebs have been a topic of conversation today.
They have
But
been.
we actually weren't sure what episode number because we had some debacles. We had one episode that was out. It was the day before the Wes Anderson box set was announced, and we had a lot of time, a lot of fun speculating about what could that could be. And then we realized that okay, well, we know what it is, and we're just going to look like fools. There's more reasons too. And then I had an episode with Derek Smith, where we spent a good hour and a half. It's actually still on YouTube, but it also became outdated too quick. I'll just say, listeners, podcasts are hard. I'm writing a book. We don't have an editor. Lots and lots of stuff. So we think we have an editor now. More on that soon. Probably another episode. The book is actually not done, but it's pretty close. We'll talk about that too. And we have a lot to talk about. A lot of releases, a lot of friends, and maybe a good time to announce one of those friends right now. Hello, Tiffany Vazquez.
Hi.
Welcome.
What's up?
Hello.
I think people know you, but do you want to give a little introduction in case people don't? They should.
Sure. General film lover. Used to handle a lot of film-related content at Giphy for 10 years. Briefly worked at TCM for a couple years. Film at Lincoln Center before that. So lots of just movie-related things.
And you are doing yes and
she's a guide for Cine Journeys, and she is sort of part of Cine Journeys staff. Well, no, sorta. She is part of Cine Journeys staff. Sorta. Yes, she is. Helping out with some things with us. So, wow, that was really complicated.
Boy, yeah, we really undersold that.
Just really wow.
Well,
anyway, I love it.
We are growing. And we want Tiff to be a full-time employee. We think with the aforementioned book and some of the fun stuff, a lot of crazy fun stuff that is coming out. So, but anyway, Tiff, you are in the midst. Actually, we're recording this on Flash Sale Day, which we'll get into, and hopefully it'll be out. Of course, we're dating the episode just by saying that and just by sharing the website on this day. But you also, the night before, you just had your first Mira Nair call on Cine Journeys, which of course will come up with the Criterions. So do you want to talk about what we're doing there?
Yes. Last night was call 1 of 2, going through 4 movies of Mira Nair's. Last night we talked about Mississippi Masala, which was just such like a miracle of a movie that exists, and I think is still pretty rare today. And then we talked about Monsoon Wedding, another one that just like was a huge crowd favorite, and I do think was sort of the introduction for a lot of people to Mira Nair's work. And then next week, we'll talk about Vanity Fair and The Namesake.
Yeah, I haven't seen Vanity Fair in a while. I don't remember it being that good, but I probably didn't know. I know the novel, of course, but The Namesake is fantastic. I can't wait for that.
Yes, The Namesake is a big one for me. I feel like it's sort of, in a lot of ways, the culmination of the themes that are often in Mira's work.
It's a good one to finish with. And I heard a rumor that she has this son. I think he's doing something. I don't know. A lot of people seem to dislike him, but a lot of people really like him. I don't know. What's that deal?
Yeah, quite a polarizing figure, but I fear he's a cutie patootie also. Zohran Mamdani.
I mean, polarizing in politics? What?
Yeah,
Wow.
Who would have thought?
In
Mira
this economy?
Nair's son is Zohran Mamdani, who's running a pretty historic run to be mayor of New York City. If he wins, he'd be the first Muslim mayor in the city's history. Also, for many cities across this country, I think that would be a pretty historic thing. And
could be a big deal.
Yeah, it could be a big deal. But I think also one thing that's really important about understanding his politics and his policies, I think understanding Mira Nair is a really good way to get into that
Hmm.
because I think people are kind of still jolted at the word communist, and
Right,
he's not
right.
even claiming to be, he's saying he's a democratic socialist. But I
Yeah.
think that people confuse a lot of things about it. And if you were to actually, get more into the real topics, this is really it. What she does, it seems to be what he's also trying to do, just kind of like let people live. Again, not like doing a whole platform of endorsing here, but I think it's just more about understanding what the basis is of it all.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, and I think
Well,
too that like her work, I mean, and especially like Mississippi Masala, like it's thoroughly American.
Right.
Like we're talking about what it's supposed to be. Like this is supposed to be a place where, it's the melting pot, right? That's what Schoolhouse Rock told us it was supposed to be. And so
Exactly.
I think that that this story, that the stories that she's telling and about her own experiences, I think is really important. And
mhm,
with immigration being such a topic right now, and people really, I think, either forgetting what humanity they had, or
Mhm.
maybe they
Mhm.
never had any.
Yeah.
I think this really humanizes people and the cultures that they are part of and that they're bringing here, I think is really important. I would hope that people that don't fancy themselves pro immigration would sit down and watch these films and maybe learn something. I don't know. But it's been a really last night's call was terrific. Really
yeah,
learned a lot.
yeah.
Thank you.
And people can still this will drop on YouTube earlier than the podcast feed, so there's still one more remaining, and
Mhm.
it's only charging $20, and we had a
Mhm.
great turnout last night. Or you can just sign up for Tiffany's channel, and that's a different thing. But
Mhm.
but yeah, there's one more remaining, and if you want to join late, there's no
Mhm.
discount because it's only $20.
Yeah,
Twenty
come on,
dollars is nothing,
y'all.
right? Uh, but you could watch the video and catch up. So we're gonna celebrate Mira for one more week, and then we have a
Yes,
lot more other stuff coming. So
exactly.
and actually, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me, I'll go ahead and just mention an update on my book, and I can use the same browser tab. Uh, so I have been writing a book for a long. How long's it been, Jill? I don't know.
Um, about a year.
No, more than
Idea
a year.
part. Yeah, that's true.
I've
Yeah, you're right.
closer to 2, actually. I
Yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
that because I remember Halloween, I was and not
That's
literally
right.
Halloween, I was out
That's
trick or
right.
treat well, I was out in the neighborhood, but
You
I've
were
been
out trick or treating.
yeah, I could, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I was dressed as a hot dog,
A
so
hot
that's
dog.
my thing. But yeah, in the time, I mean, I really hit, that's I think when I really found my thunder, but it had been
Yes.
percolating, and that's when, I was cranking the words out. But yeah, so in since that year, since last Halloween and even before, we've had a Kickstarter, we have this backer kit coming soon. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter, you'll be able to support us here. This cinejourneys.com/A24 book will be a permanent website. We have a PR campaign starting soon, so I will be doing other podcasts and stuff. We're actually close to done with it. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. Everybody seems to like it. I think other people will. And I haven't announced this anywhere yet, but just as of today, Adrian Martin, who many of you know, has agreed to write the foreword. And the reason we wanted him, I will be honest, that we talked to a couple of filmmakers and some other people in the industry, some pretty well known ones. Um, and we thought that perspective might help, but because of the way this has been written, we wanted to get a film history expert, I guess. For no, I was going to say, for lack of a better term, Adrian Martin is an expert. He's been working 30, 40 years, long time. There's a Wikipedia for him, so it's very impressive. Criterion fans will know him from a ton of visual essays, and he's been a supporter for a long time and an advocate. He's just a great guy. So he's going to write the foreword. He's already provided some feedback on the book, that sort of thing. And of course, it's going to integrate with the website. So we're going to have a class here. This is kind of a placeholder for next year. It depends on the book release, but I'm thinking like summer. I don't know. We'll figure that out. And then we're going to do an Ari Aster journey in April, I think is what we're landing on. So April Aster. And we also have an excerpt. It's a big excerpt. It's 8,000 words. We'll have some smaller ones. This is a very big chunk of the novel. Well, it's not a novel. A very big chunk of the book. But we wanted to really it's for the Kickstarter backers. We wanted people to be able to see what a big portion of what this is. And so the whole book is going to be probably 200,000. So it's a big book.
It's gonna be something.
A formidable text.
You can you can read it and use it as a weapon.
You can, yes, it is. Yes, so if you want to, I was going to make a political joke, which I won't. I'll refrain. I'm learning.
I think this, once we publish this, I think we should bring back the For Dummies series, and we just start doing like a
going, yeah. I think that's
like a
throwing books for dummies.
Yeah, just I don't know, just pick a topic and go for it,
So currently, if you're watching my browser, when I click through, I'm not logged into the website now, so it's only for the Kickstarter backers and plus members of the website, and then later backer kit. And I'll probably excerpt some other shorter, like maybe 2,000 words. I was thinking about like maybe a modern horror, like Heretic, or maybe like the Philip Brothers Talk to Me. Bring her back. Maybe Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I think that's a shorter one. I'm very happy with those chapters. So, but there's a ton in the book, so that's going to be a big part of us and what we're doing.
Yeah.
And there's only one on Criterion. So since we're on a Criterion what podcast, it's Uncut Gems. So that'll get a lot of attention in the book and the Satis in general.
Aaron, you mentioned the backer kit, and I'll just say that we, as part of like the perks for the people that were on the Kickstarter, but also what will be available in the backer kit is some really cool merch with the artwork that actually is right behind you on your wall. And that artwork was we commissioned our friend Caitlin Kuwald for that. And so we're going to have all kinds of fun stuff. There's some t-shirts and totes and stickers and posters and some things like that. Maybe a mug. I don't know if we'll throw a mug in there, but you want a mug? We'll get you a mug. We'll fucking throw a mug out.
We're not going to Uncle Rico a mug, but
no, we're not going to stay out of Malibu, Lebowski. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But that is going to be hopefully up in the next little bit. We're
soonish. Yeah.
The internet broke on Monday, so we couldn't do anything.
We really did have plans to do something.
Yeah, we had
the internet broke,
plans, and it was the womp womp. The series of tubes were clogged. So, but anyways, that's super exciting.
Thanks for pointing out the background. I tend to forget there are three women staring rather intently at me. It's actually kind of scary.
They're judging you.
7 eyes,
100%.
actually.
Yeah,
I love it.
And the one in the middle, I would really, really watch out for her. Yeah.
The one on the right, I don't know if she's actually looking at me. She might be looking at Timothy, and that's not my cat. I do have a cat named Timothy Chalamet West, but he's a different story. He's actually hibernating right now and will not make an appearance. So, are you ready to get into Criterions?
Oh my God.
Let's do it.
Oh my God.
Here we go. We have a lot. We have a whole lot. So
listen, we have to sleep. We have to eat.
We have to sleep.
It's just it's hard, y'all. We've been struggling.
Yeah. And we've been working though, and
absolutely.
We could spend like, I'm at the flash sale. So, but yeah, okay, scary movies.
There we go. The Brood. Yeah,
but we're going to just go to the coming soon. We're going to talk about the upcoming ones. There are so many here. The thing is, they're putting out record setting. I mean, like for Criterion records of releases. So we'll start November, and we can't hit all these in detail, obviously. Tiff, unless you want to spend 8 hours with us.
I don't think any of us have the strength for that.
No.
So okay, let's just run through. So yeah, I just want the last of October here, and I think there's one more. Oh yeah, Nightmare Alley, Deep Crimson, Breakfast Club. But let's focus on Burden of Dreams. Well, not focus on. Let's mention Burden. So that's a big one. That's a 4K of a documentary, Fitzcarraldo, and then the Kiarostami Eclipse. We should probably touch on that.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah. Well, I'll just say
We've
this:
done this a
Eclipse
lot.
is coming back.
Eclipse is coming
Which
back.
I will just briefly say um that there are lovers of this series and there are people that just are irritated by it because it's not, whatever
Hmm.
the best format. But as we know, if you look at like, Warner Archive or Kino or whatever, like sometimes it's just important to get the film out there and
Absolutely.
and there are it's limited resources and
Mhm.
not every movie, the elements are not always the best. And honestly, not everything needs a commentary or a supplement or
Right.
like it, the just the material being available. And so really I think this gets them back to the basics of what makes Criterion so great and also is putting these collections at a reasonable price in the hands of hopefully like students of film. I love these series, so I'm really, really glad that they've revived it.
Same, and this series, the Kiarostami, who by the way is of course a master filmmaker. We did have an episode not too long ago. I say not too long ago,
I don't
with
know. It
with
might
an
have been a
actual
bit.
Iranian student
Yeah.
talking about Iranian film and filmmaker. Great, and I have checked in on him by the way. Given some of the politics, I wanted to make
Mhm.
sure he was okay, and he is. And I think we'll have him back at some point. But this series has an essay by critic Ihsan Koshbakht. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. I did also want to clarify when they announced the return of the clip series and subsequently this actual set. Imogen, our good friend Imogen Sarah Smith, she signed her name to it, and I think people got the impression that Imogen was actually running it and maybe even working for Criterion. I don't know. That's kind of what it seemed. In fact, I think I had to ask. I was like, Did you get hired? Hired? Um, and from what I understand, I don't think she is. She's not involved with this, but she's a huge champion of this series, and I know she'll be involved with some other sets in the future. She's very very busy, very very awesome. But yeah, so this is the only one announced, the Kiarostami currently, but I know that they teased a few that should get announced for 2026 and then beyond. I'm glad they're back. And yeah,
Mhm.
Jill, it's a great way to, I want to say dump. Dump is a negative
Yeah.
word, but it just get the films out that need
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
get out. So,
Yeah.
and Tip, feel free to jump in with anything. We
Oh,
are used to this. So,
no. Keep going. Keep going. Loving this.
all right. Tiff is a listener today.
Yeah.
Tiff, actually, there are two specific titles that I know you're going to have a lot of insight on.
So
Uh,
Yes.
this is Hell's Angels. Let's
Hells
just
Angels, Howard
this
Hughes,
oh
Trainwreck,
man,
or Plane Wreck, I should say.
an
But
absolute plane wreck. Like, my God.
yeah,
But look who got her start. Let's
yes,
talk about the mighty, magnificent Jean Harlow.
Mm.
yeah,
And she
nice
is,
cover.
I just love her to bits. She was such an incredible woman. And the thing about her that makes me so sad is that she I don't think she would have lived anyways because you can't survive renal
Right.
failure in the
Yeah.
1930s.
No.
But she is forever young
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
we see her in those films, and for me, she's preserved. And I'll even like go a step further and show you this Jean Harlow doll that I have here that was made by Sarah Burton. She lives in the UK, and I'm not a doll person, but like
But
I
you're a
had
Jean Harlow doll person.
I had to so that she like everything is hand stitched
Oh
and
my gosh.
you can hang her, but like and she like dyes the fabric with like peach skins and stuff. Anyways, I love Jean so much, and I actually love this because she the inspiration pic was not one of her in like a sultry bias gown. It was like in the clothing that she wore all the time. Anyways, I could go long, but Farron Smith Neme, our very, very good friend,
great friend,
talks about Jean on this, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, this looks like a great release. Believe it or not, I haven't seen it. It's one of those that I studied it, and the thing is, I kind of hoped one day I'd get this. And also, I don't think it's going to be a fantastic film. I think it's going to be a fantastic experience, but we'll see.
It's one that you just you need to see. It's
Right.
as a movie lover, but it's not it's not a masterpiece.
Right. I should say
yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've seen clips. I mean, I've studied it. It came up in film studies and stuff because it's a big deal. And like the plane sequences, it's a bit. That's the thing. Howard Hughes. We can say a lot about rich tycoons these days, and how they spend their money. And yeah, we all have opinions on that. Having a dude spend his money on shooting airplanes. I don't know.
I mean, I just I don't know. Like there was, again, we could go down this road, but like he just, and I wouldn't call him the benevolent billionaire at all. No, but like he was just making things happen, and from like a oddity perspective, and the fact that there's like almost like 100 years separating us from that, like I could just look at that and be like, okay, dude, you like. Fly that freak flag, like go on, man.
I totally agree. Like enough time. If I was closer to the time, I'd be like a lot more angry about it. But now I'm closer to like, he was passionate.
I think 99 years was too soon. Well, okay, it's not technically been so 94 years was too soon. 95 is perfect.
And
so,
dude was like just crashing planes all the time. Just like crashing planes. He was really good friends with Cary Grant. I think Cary Grant might have even like almost crashed and playing with it. Like, dude was nuts. So like,
there's a movie about that.
Absolute menace.
Leo. Yeah,
there is a movie about that. Yes, 100%.
Go watch that movie before watching that. If only they could have put them both out together. But
that's
exciting. Can't wait to see what Farron and others say about that. There's also Louis Buñuel's Elle, and I hate to give such an important filmmaker a short shrift, but I'm going to move on to Mr. Kubrick. Elle is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
Buñuel, it's fine. It's fine. We're just going to get into. I just have to say, Eyes Wide Shut. The reason why I wanted to make sure we talked about this is because my husband Thomas and I, we've been. Let's see, we started dating October 17th, 1998.
Wow.
So, what's the math on that? Is that
my brain doesn't work that way anymore.
27 years? 27 years? Sure. Maybe 28. I don't know. I don't know what year we're in. I think it's 27 years. So when did this come out?
99.
This came out in 99. So we had been dating for, a few months, and we went to see this together on a date. And I just remember we were like, what the fuck are we watching? And so that's why I want to talk about this, because that's seared in our brains as a formative moment in our early relationship.
I love that.
It's a huge deal. I saw it too. I was not single, or I was single. I was I was going to call myself an incel. I was not an incel, but I was not married yet.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry to go. Well, it kind of fits. I don't know. But first off, I want to point out the cover. The cover to this film, initially when this was announced, there was a lot of, hey, what is this? But it turns out this was one of the theatrical covers. And I'm sorry, since this was not announced, I don't have this fresh in my mind. But this was part of the release, and the studio would not release these posters. And I think the family wanted this, or his spouse. I
just love that Tom looks taller than Nicole here because of how they placed the masks. It's like, you keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming.
And of course, he gets Cruise Kidman Kubrick, CKK. No, I mean, the thing is, this movie was panned when it came out, and it was, and it's still it's grown in esteem, and now, I mean, this is widely considered a masterpiece, and it's going to sell a lot of copies. This is a huge release for Criterion, for physical media in general. I did want to point out there was some I'm just going to be honest. There was some bullshit about. You can see here the screen. There were comments about the lighting, and it might have been just the way they put the trailer out. But this is where it gets complicated because people remember a lot of times bad copies of discs. And they remember a certain tint. That's where like the teal ray and all the tints, the blue, bluish tints controversies. Some of those are fair, but in this case, I think this one might have actually been a little fair because they mentioned that it was washed out and did not have the glow. And here's the wedding scene with them dancing, and they did correct the trailer. I would assume they corrected the transfer if it was wrong. I mean, that's kind of what they do. But no need to get upset. It's going to look just like probably a lot better than you remember. It's probably going to look amazing. So there you go. Tiff, are you a fan of Eyes Wide Shut?
It actually is my favorite Kubrick. Yeah.
Damn, what a hot take.
Yeah. I know.
Wow.
I think because I just really, really love the layers to it, like the sexual politics of it. I love the colors. I love the way it's filmed. I like this like seedy underground that then leads to kind of nothing. I love the class commentary of it all. Yeah, I just really love this movie.
Yeah.
Wow, did not know that. Well,
Yeah.
we actually forgot something, and so hold that thought. We'll get through this list up through December, but we forgot today's flash sale day, and so let's go ahead and get to our picks.
I like mixing this up. You know, do a
We're gonna
little
mix
here,
this
do
up.
a little
So,
there. You know,
Tiff
lose
dropped that EWS is her favorite Kubrick. You know, it's not Killer's Kiss as everybody thought, which Killer's Kiss is a good film, but no. But today's flash sale, so this divides it up a little bit. So we'll get back to December and January, and maybe in a little more detail. But did we buy stuff today? Let's celebrate capitalism. Tiff, actually, why don't you go ahead since you're the guest? Did you partake in buying and spending money?
I did. I got, which I saw a few people have been getting, Born in Flames. Lizzie Borden.
Oh,
Had to do
nice.
that. I realized I didn't yet have Killer of Sheep. So I
Great.
did have to get that because it's a formative movie for me. It was one of those movies that once I first saw it for the first time, I was like, oh, this is instantly going to be added to like the movies that made me. I just really love Charles Burnett and
Mhm.
the cover of Killer of Sheep of the boy jumping from building to building. Also, during the time I had first watched Killer of Sheep, I was really obsessed with Mos Def Yassine Bey's album The Ecstatic, which he actually uses that image as the cover of that CD, and that was when I made that connection. Was like, oh my god! So that's like a big important movie for me. I did not yet have the criterions of Monsoon Wedding or Mississippi Masala. So I bought those two.
You will not tell anybody. Well, okay, you just did.
I'm such a fake. I'm such a fake fan.
No, not when you're a big fan because you're going to celebrate after the celebration.
Right, exactly.
Party after party.
Listen, I've seen the movies.
5 minutes before the call, Tips on Wikipedia.
Right, no, I'm like Googling who Mira Nair is. Yeah, I got those. Then I also, like, I got a lot of older ones. I did not yet have Silence of the Lambs on Criterion. I did have it on just like some other form, but and it's just love Jonathan Demme. I mean, that movie for me is another one. It's another one of like the movies for me. And I think that this Louvre jewelry heist inspired me to get Rafifi today. So
nice. Don't get any ideas, kids.
I love it.
That's a crazy story. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I just love Rafifi. I've been thinking
story.
about it a lot recently.
Great
I really
film.
like Jules Dassin's movies. The Naked City is if anyone knows anything about me, Naked City is like a very big formative movie for me too. So, yeah. And
What'd you get, Jill?
Well,
That's
listen. I'm going to tell y'all something. We've got a government shutdown going on that kind of like, affects my family a little bit. So like, I'm definitely Charlie Bucket and like stirring the laundry stew, and I really should not have bought anything. I didn't buy anything back in March at the other flash sale because there was a possible shutdown happening then. Um, and so, but the pull was so strong, and I've missed so many titles. I think the last thing I bought was actually Funny Girl because there was an Amazon pricing error, and I got it for like
Sorry, Criterion.
$50.
Yeah,
I know,
sorry,
I know.
Bezos.
But it was like, yeah, it was like $15, and I think it was dual format or it was a 4K, and I was like,
It was.
"What?"
Yeah.
But anyways, I got just for today. I actually happened to I got a coupon for yesterday, and then I had one from December that I hadn't used yet because so I got $20, which, that every little bit helps in this economy. We gotta be scrimping and a saving.
Exactly.
So I got Bound, the
Okay.
4K
Great one.
combo. I got This Is Spinal Tap because I still have like a really, really, really bad DVD of it that actually has like the real like cheesy early aughts interactive menus, and so like one of
I love
them
that.
I like and I'm not getting rid of it because of
Yeah.
the like
Yeah.
the value of that, but like when we did our Christopher Guest journey, like I showed video of it, and it's like it hovers over Derek Smalls's crotch, and then the big like aluminum cucumber comes out, and that's part of the DVD menu, which I mean, come on, that's like pure
Great.
gold. And then I got the Sorcerer 4K,
Oh yes.
which is a double dip. I do have the other one that
Beautiful.
was the book when it was first remastered. I can't think who put that out.
I can't either.
It,
Yeah. I have
it
that
might have
too,
been, yeah. And then I bought Midnight, Mitchell
Oh
Lyson's
yeah, that's
Midnight.
great.
So that one was I think the free one because that one was $20. So, but what's funny, and I just have to say this because I think everybody can relate to this. I was like, I need to get the Long Good Friday because I have the Arrow version, and I was like, I need to get because it's a 4K and it's a great movie. And so like I added it to my cart, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm just gonna go check and see if I already have it. And I looked, and I have 2 copies of like I bought 2 of the 4K
Yeah.
combo already, and I was about to buy a third. So
Never done that. Lying. Done that a lot.
like like times are tough, but I was about to buy a third copy of the Long Good Friday. So just
happens.
It's a great movie.
It happens. So maybe at some point I'll have a giveaway for that second. I looked and I wait, did I just see that? Wait, here it is right here. Oh shit, I've got 2 copies in 2 stacks next to each other. So,
Well, maybe when we do the post Python, that's more to come on that. But we'll be talking about Long Good Friday. Oh, I'm scrolling around the Criterion site right now, and boy, I just sometimes forget how many amazing movies there are. Just not just here, but I mean, La Llorona is a sleeper. The Todd Browning stuff, Cat People, the Val Lewton stuff, Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Yeah, so what a time to be alive there. Well, for movies.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a real shitty time to be alive, Aaron. But
what a time to be alive. Derogatory.
I had to
listen. All of
caveat.
democracy, everything is going to crumble to the ground, and I'm just going to cling to my discs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so on that note, there is a Wes Anderson set out as well. So a lot of people will buy that. I don't know if I'll buy it just because I have those all, but there's also French Dispatch, Isle of Dogs, which again, not my 2 favorites of Wes Anderson, but the others, I mean, frankly, Grand Budapest, Moonrise
Grand
Kingdom.
Budapest is great. I'm just already like I'm already really white, and I just don't. It's like I don't want to be whiter than I am. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say
no dissing. I'm not dissing. I'm just saying I'm pretty white, and I don't want to be weird.
I get what you're saying.
I mean,
I get what
you
you're
know
saying.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Last
Just
night,
saying.
I happened to cite Wes Anderson. He had chronicled the history of a esteemed filmmaker named Nathaniel Hornblower, which is actually relevant to the A24 story, and so that was actually a lot of fun to write about. Anyway,
Aaron,
okay, well,
what
yes,
did you get? You didn't say what you got.
yeah, well, I'll talk about it. Well, I got mostly new stuff,
Okay.
and those are all great picks. Jonathan Demme is, we just finished up the PTA journey, and
Yes.
PTA was so influenced by Jonathan Demme, including
Yes.
Silence of the Lambs, and One Battle After Another has a little bit of a nod to it, which I will not
Oh
share
yeah.
because it's kind of a spoiler, and it's a
Which
great moment.
you
Uh,
mentioned Jonathan Demme, Aaron. You see that clip of the girl that was like standing on the sidewalk and PTA is getting in the car and she yells out, you're to me what Jonathan Demme is to you." And like he like acknowledged her and like
yeah,
it was like
that's
super
cool.
cool,
That's cool. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. I didn't see that, but I'm just gonna dial down because what I did, I'm like you, and I can't. I used to own all of them. I used to be the Tracy Letts that, and I would buy them all. But there's so many, and
Yeah.
there's all there. It's money, but it's also time. I when I'm working on a lengthy project, I have to really prioritize my watching time too, and so I can't watch a lot of the films I want, but so I kind of just went through the new stuff. I'd already got Spinal Tap, and I've already watched it. By the way, it is a fantastic release. It'll be in the conversation for release of the year for me. I'd already gotten Flow, which is one that my wife loves a lot. I love a lot. But so I placed an order because I had the coupons. Well done, Criterion. You are very good at getting
Yes.
us on the fence back into the pool, diving in. So I placed an order on stuff I thought I would watch. So I'm going through here. Altered States, Ken Russell. Got to shout out Lacey Tribble Russell, our good friend who is the widow of Ken. She had posted about this today. She's very excited about this release. And then my first purchase, I'd gotten the Audiards, so I'm not a not a fan of his latest. We'll just leave it at that. But I do like The Beat That My Heart Skipped and Read My Lips, and I look forward to revisiting those. So I bought those as well. Then I got the Lizzie Borden Born in Flames because I haven't seen it, and it's from what I understand, it's like a huge. I think it's a queer cinema
Yes.
film.
It just
So
rocks. It just
it
rocks.
rocks. Yeah, and I also got Saving Face because it's a queer cinema, Asian cinema film. It's also very much modern independent. So this is a film that I probably will watch as I'm writing about modern independent film. The more I see, the merrier. The more I understand. So then and I also got the Confusion. I love that alliterative or tongue twister, tweezer, tongue tweezer. uh, the alliterative title, but Mahjong and the Confusion. That's the title of his film. So it's two films by Edward Yang, so famous Taiwanese filmmaker. I didn't really know anything about these until they were announced, and then I saw other people posting, and I was like, "What the hell? Let's burn some money." So I also got Shoeshine in the second order. I got Cairo Station because I think that's an important film and I haven't seen it. Shoeshine is a classic Italian neorealist, so I actually could watch that for the book too. I got Compensation. This Zenabu Irene Davis. I think I pronounced that right. Got that because another indie I want to see a little, and I don't know much about it. It's a lot of these are new to me, and yeah, you're right. I don't need to just see white filmmakers. It's good to see different perspectives. As somebody said last night, a lot of white people go to Indian weddings. I wonder why that is. 'Cause
Okay,
this is
I
my
didn't say
version.
white people. I said non-Indian.
Oh, sorry. I heard white people.
Yes,
Um,
yes, you did.
because I felt
Yes, you
seen.
did,
I was
Aaron.
like, oh, I would love to go to an Indian wedding, and I was like, boy, the white weddings are kind of boring. Um,
So what's
except
funny is
except
I
for my
heard
own.
it too. I heard white because I was thinking in my own mind, can I please get invited to an Indian wedding? Like, so that makes two white people
I,
here that
I
heard
was
what we
thinking.
wanted to hear.
I need more Indian
So
friends at that moment. I was like,
oh
I need to
no.
get invited to an Indian wedding. Any Indian people that want to be friends,
Please invite me to
please
your
invite us
event.
to your, or if you just want to, have
We
a
just want to just stand there. We promise we'll be good.
yes.
We'll be
I
on our
know a lot
best.
about Indian cinema. In fact, I will bore you to tears talking about
I don't know much
Indian
at
cinema.
all, but I just want to
Oh,
be there. Just want to just I'll just be. I promise. I'll behave.
yeah.
Hey.
Well, you're probably more likely to get an invite. Well, maybe this podcast may be different. Maybe they want the cinema guy. And then lastly, I got the Cronenberg's History of Violence. First off, this cover is magnificent.
Yeah.
The thing is, I saw this when it came out, and I don't remember loving it. I remember, and the thing is, memory is weird. And expectations are weird. I remember it was highly buzzed about when it came out, and it just didn't hit. And maybe it's because I expected a different thing from Cronenberg. So, but it looks like a phenomenal release, gorgeous release, and I'll look forward to rediscovering it. And if I hate it again, well, thank you, eBay. So,
I do really
okay,
love
so
that cover.
should we get back to December, January? We might have to go a
Sure.
little quicker
Yeah.
because, but and besides, I want to get right to you, Tiff. So let me get to December. The boy, just these 2 months, it's so much. Um, This one, Mira Nair. So Salam Bombay. I know. Well, you just outed yourself as having not bought this, but well, of course you haven't bought this because it's not out yet. But
Right.
any of them, but this one's coming soon. I know you will buy it. So
Yes,
what should people expect?
I will be a future owner of this when it releases. But again, just kind of going with. So this is the first film Mira and I are made, and it's just like this beautiful portrait. She was so inspired by documentary filmmaking and her first husband, Mitch Epstein. She was very inspired by photography, and so all of that comes to play in Salam Bombay. It was a huge hit at a lot of fests that year, at Cannes, and
Mhm.
is was nominated for an Academy Award. Just like a incredible way to start your career as someone who is concerned about humans living on the margins of society. So just a great one.
And it
Really excited for
informed
this one.
her career. Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. I love the cover here too.
Mhm.
It's really a still shot and some nice tech. I love the way it's framed. It just really
Yes.
looks nice. I think it's well. Let me look. Cover photographed by
Oh,
Mitch Epstein. I'm
there it is.
guessing that's a
Okay.
poster or something.
Yeah, I
There
think he was also, I believe, production designer on this movie as well as Mississippi Masala.
nice. Yeah, I'm guessing the right part, the font, the horizontal font or vertical. I know
Mhm.
what the horizon is. There's a commentary with Nair and the DOP Sandy Sissel. So there, a lot of features. There's a
Oh,
lot of
so this
Nair
is
in
a
this. List.
director approved release. That's amazing. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and it should be, I think, for her
Yeah.
especially. So yeah, it's supervised, approved by director Nair. So yeah, this is a must buy. So yeah, whether you buy it in the next year's flash sale or if you buy it pre-order. Um, but I think we want to talk about
Oh my
this one for a few minutes. So this is Michael
god.
Powell, Emmerich Pressburgers. I know where I'm going. This is a reissue or a upgrade of a DVD
Of
actually.
a DVD. I have
So it's a
been
4K. Yeah.
setting intentions for years. I've been burning sage. I've been, like doing everything because I'm like, why the hell? Like Powell and Pressburger is so much a part of the collection, and why the hell has this not been put out? Upgraded. The DVD's fine, but it's just not. It's dark, and the cinematography of this film is so beautiful, and it is a dark film in a lot of ways. It's storming, and a lot of it takes place at night, and I know that it looks better than what we had. And when we started, I think it was last year, they announced that this had been um, remastered,
Tour
and there
restored.
was a touring version of on 4K, and Aaron and I were like,
Hmm.
rubbing our hands together. This, I love Powell and Pressburger. My three favorites are Blimp, I Know Where I'm Going, and Matter of Life and Death. And the order changes of what's my
Mhm.
favorite. But I will tell you that this one is almost always first.
Mm.
It is
It's a great
a
film.
film that is more a feeling than anything else, and being transported to this just beautiful place. And I am so thrilled. And I'm thrilled because I think a lot of people will um, discover this film even though
Yep.
it's been streaming. Sometimes getting the release is what, when I go to Barnes and Noble and I see someone and they're looking at it, and I kind of lean over and go, that's a great movie. Like, I'm excited. That's I got someone to buy the Pierre
Oh,
a taste
nice,
that
nice.
way. Like, hey, that's a really really great set. So I'm just absolutely thrilled over this.
Same.
And that cover, my God, like
Yeah,
just
brand new cover, and this is by, Dean, I believe is how it's pronounced. So I don't know Dean's work, but this is gorgeous. So I think it's a lovely cover. The one thing with a lot of 4K upgrades or upgrades in general is a lot of times Criterion will just not update anything, so including the cover
sure.
sometimes and the essay. And I just want to point out that most of these supplements, I think all of these supplements, are all from the DVD. So if you have the
Yes.
DVD, it's nothing new, but it's probably you probably had it for 20 years or so. So, but
Right.
I want to point out that this essay by our good friend Imogen Sarah Smith is brand new, and I know that she's very proud to have written it. We know that this is one of I think this is her favorite Palin
Yeah,
Pressburger.
and for those who do not know, Imogen taught
Mhm.
a class at Cinejourneys on Powell and Pressburger, and it was incredible, as we
It
knew it
was.
would be. And so I don't know where I'm going with that, other than you said they couldn't have picked a better person for this
I know
essay.
where I'm going, but
I know. Yeah,
but it was, and I would say for her as well, like, and it was just a great experience to, really escape. It's fine. It's okay to escape to
yeah,
into another world, and she, the segment in which she taught "I Know Where I'm Going" was called "Islands," and that was a big deal
that's
for
right.
Alan
Yes.
Pressburger.
And pairing this with Local Hero, which is
Yeah.
also in the
Yes.
collection, is a great double feature.
Mhm. Yes, very much so. And okay, well, we have a lot to get through, and we're gonna have to go a little quicker. But
Yeah,
and I hate to give short
Pee-wee.
shrift after Pal and Pressburger to Pee
I
Wee,
know.
but Pee Wee's Big Adventure, just as everybody
Well,
expected. Criterion, spine
it
number
I will just say to
what meant to be.
anyone, to any detractors on this, I don't know if there are, this is a masterpiece. And just because it's for kids or was
Mhm.
geared towards kids does not lessen that. It's a great film. It was Tim Burton's first, and Paul Rubens rocks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and this was just like integral to my childhood. And the one last thing I'll say is that we attended a screening of this on the eve of COVID shutdown.
Mm.
Paul Rubens was in attendance, and that was his last live appearance.
Wow.
And so that he and his work means a lot to
Mm.
our family.
Yeah.
And got to shout out, if anybody hasn't seen Pee Wee as himself, the documentary, it's
It's
excellent.
fantastic.
It's
Highly
really
It's
recommend
good.
it.
fantastic. Yep.
Wow, we have a lot left, and we can see him on our
I mean,
screen. All of
American
them.
Utopia, I'll just say, hey,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I love it. I'm so glad we're getting a release of it.
And of course, I have stopped making sense in the book because of A24, and that was a
Mhm.
really fun chapter to write because it had a rebirth, and it went viral. So really fit into
Yeah.
A24's thing. So, and this is, I would put this immediately in top. I did
Yeah.
put it immediately in my top 5 music
It's
documentaries.
incredible.
It's
It's
great.
incredible. And
Can't
Spike
wait to.
Lee, David Byrne, it's a
Yeah,
I love
combination
them
you would
together.
never put
perfect.
together,
Yeah,
but they're
I
perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect together.
Um,
really, really worked. Dead
Dead
Man
Man's an
and Yee.
upgrade, correct?
Yeah, both of these are up. Yigi
Ye
and Deadman. So we already
Yeah,
mentioned. I already mentioned Edward Yang and Jim
yeah,
Jarmusch. Both great films. Uh, I would say Yigi is a masterpiece personally, and I like Deadman. I love the Neil Young score for Deadman.
yeah.
I probably won't personally upgrade. Well, Yigi's will be tempting, but I have the blue. And wow, I hate to give short shrift to Mr. Marty, Papa Marty, but he finally has another World Cinema Project
It's
edition.
been
And I
a
say
minute.
I say finally, not like, "Hey, Marty, what have you been doing?"
Right.
Marty has a lot of fish to fry, a very busy man, but, and I don't know if you noticed that Film Foundation was part of the I Know Where I'm Going and probably part of a lot of
Yeah.
these releases. We didn't
Yeah.
even mention the man Ray. I'm just gonna check. I don't, know that that was not, but still, he's done a ton. So he's still restoring films, discovering films. So this World Cinema Project, there's 4 this time, but I understand they're 4 tremendous films. So there's a Kazakhstan film. I think that's probably the first
Wow.
Kazakh film in the collection, Burkina Faso. So, if you want to talk about like representation, Algeria, of course,
Yeah.
probably Battle of Algiers is the only Algerian film. This is bringing to like we can talk about black cinema, Asian cinema. This is literally African cinema, Indian cinema. This is the whole shebang. So
Well, and we've talked about this before, and just, you know, Scorsese, every now and then someone comes out of the woodwork and criticizes his work, his
Mhm.
personal work
yeah,
Right.
for not having enough women in it. Or,
sure,
there was somebody that decided to, count Anna Paquin's lines in The Irishman, which I
Right.
find to be just absolutely stupid. Um, and the way I see it is that he's white and he
hmm
makes movies a lot of times about bad white men, and he works out his own shit in his movies, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him staying in his lane, but on outside of that, he's doing shit that really matters. So he is propping up new filmmakers, women filmmakers, black filmmakers, international film. So these sets that he's putting out, that he's curating, that's part of it. And so I just think that it is every time he puts out a movie, someone says somebody thinks they got the leg up on Scorsese to say, well, he's, your basic white man or whatever. And look, Scorsese's not perfect. He has flaws. There's shit,
of course.
whatever. But I think he's one of the few that's actually doing the work of, and the man loves movies. Like, come on,
He
you
really
That's
he
the
know?
does
thing, like, even if you've watched this 5-part Rebecca Miller
right.
documentary, but even if you haven't, if you just, like, watch any interview with Martin Scorsese, I think he loves film so much that he knows he would do it a disservice if he were not to
Yes.
tell anything in a truthful way,
Yeah,
which
Right.
if he then would write characters that he cannot feel he comes from an honest place
That's
doing,
right.
then he'd rather uplift other people, like, this is global film he's doing here. These
Right.
are
I mean, that's what he did with Killers of the Flower Moon, is
yeah,
he listened.
yeah.
Now, that's another for another day.
yeah.
I didn't care for that movie as much. There's parts I liked, but he did listen to, and rewrote and reshot. So, I think it was an effort. He tried.
Mhm.
But these things that he's doing, I think, matter more than anything else.
Right.
I agree. And if you want a white film,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
got a segue for you, Michael
Yeah.
Curtiz, Captain Blood with Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland are
Listen,
very, very white.
I am so happy that this is coming to the collection. I love this movie. Listen, Errol Flynn was a fucking son of a bitch. He was a terrible,
Mhm.
terrible person. Um, My Wicked, Wicked Ways is a great memoir. Read it. He was just a terrible person, but he's dead, and I love his movies. So, and Captain Blood is fantastic. My friend Alan Rohde, one half of Film Noir Foundation, wrote or did a commentary for this, and I think Farron
Oh yeah, she's on
did
this.
the essay. I think.
She did. Yeah, essay by
Yes.
Craig Farron. Yeah. So yeah, this
And
yeah,
it's just it's a great movie, and Olivia is beautiful.
mhm.
I love these swashbucklers.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of, have you seen this one, Tiff?
Yes, and I was just gonna say one thing, I mean, I will be talking about him in a second, I see there, but Captain Blood is, like, a big influence, and Errol
Mm,
Flynn is a big influence on Raul Julia. You don't get a lot of the types of performances that Raul Julia ended up doing without an Errol Flynn figure on screen
Right.
on the screen.
And prior to that, it would have been like Douglas Fairbanks, so, you know, and he kind of like he set the format in silent era, which if you like Mask of Zorro is like, or is it Mark of Zorro or Mask of Zorro?
Mark of Zorro, yeah.
Mark of Zorro, thank you. I mean, like Errol copied everything that Doug Fairbanks did.
Right.
But I think Errol perfected it. And a big part of that too is Curtiz, because Curtiz, you know, that Hungarian work ethic, you know, he was cracking down on his actors. But Alan Rhodey wrote pretty much the definitive bio on Curtiz, and so I'm really and he does great work on commentaries. This may be his first Criterion commentary.
Huh. I think there's been another. I can't, of course.
Maybe, yeah. He does a lot for like Indicator and but this is it's just great, and I love the cover. It's just really fun.
It looks fun. I actually don't love it. I checked, and I last watched, because I log everything on Letterboxd, and I watched it 8 years ago and gave it a 3. But obviously, I'll give it another shot. And
3 is a pretty fair rating.
I think 3's fair. Okay. It's not. I mean, you have. I go about.
I still enjoyed it. Yeah,
but I usually do the Roger Ebert thing where I'm like, it's 5 stars for a swashbuckler. You know what I mean? That's kind of now. If I'm in the grand scheme of like movies, it's probably a 3. But I definitely try to rate them by the genre. I guess I would probably give it like a 4.
Makes sense. So, okay, the next one is one of the Criterion premieres, and this is I really don't want to mispronounce the name, so I'm just not going to say it. Or okay, I'll say it phonetically, but no, acknowledging that it's a mispronunciation. It's a hard name to pronounce, and I just haven't gotten it. I'd have to like study, but it's phonetically Jia Zhang or Zhang. It's a weird name.
Wait, open that up and let me see it. Let me give my southern.
By the Tides. Oh, are you going to butcher it? Oh, no, don't do that. Be nice to the.
I need to see the. I can't see the name.
It's this is. Okay, we're gonna.
Janka.
Yeah, it's not. It's not pronounced how you assume. That's why I have trouble with it. So, but I've seen a lot of their films, his films, and they're great. And I don't want to give short shrift, but it is a Criterion premiere, so it's basically just the film. I think and I am happy they're doing that, and that work is getting exposure.
Well, it's kind of like the Eclipse series. It's just getting the film out.
Modern Eclipse. But have to talk about John Huston's The Dead. This is a huge, huge film. 1987. One his late. This was his last film. Yeah. Actually, it says right here. Elegiac last film. I can't even say that. This is a huge film, great film, and I think the thing is John Huston lived such a life, such an individual.
What I know. A dude.
We could digress for like we should do a John Huston podcast.
We should do an absolute John Huston everything. I just you know.
Or we should get Daniel Day-Lewis on the show to talk
Daniel
about John.
Daniel DeLewis.
Daniel DeLewis.
Daniel DeLuise. Yes. I'm just gonna say, if you haven't seen this, it's very theatrical. So don't expect the John Huston and don't expect classic film. It's based on it's a postmodern novel, James Joyce, of course. So just knowing that will set some expectations, but it's worth checking out. And
I think that was right after Prizzy's Honor, like maybe the year or two right after.
Years.
Yeah.
And tremendous filmmaker, and I think the release does him. It's pretty stacked. So new restoration of John Huston and the Dubliners, a documentary about him. That alone is something I want to see. Also want to mention there's Michael Kresge. So he was the prior curator of the Eclipse. He still shows up on these releases. He's still involved. I cited him in the book about. Well, I won't say about. Let me tell him first. Actually, I think I told you, Tiff.
Yes.
Because you bumped into him. Okay, 3 left.
Man, House Party.
Love it.
We'll save the last for Tiff. But House Party,
man,
Criterion, just as everybody expected. I love the art. Come on.
Honestly, listen, it's it is what it is. It's just, and it was like important. Like it was
Totally.
this was like, so again, hello, I'm a white lady, but like it was very much a part of the pop culture moment, even as
Absolutely.
little white
Huge.
suburban kid. So I'm really, really glad. I mean, is it like, a masterpiece? No, but it's like super, it's just a lot of fun. And I can't remember if it was this one or like House Party 2. Yeah, I think it's House Party 2. But anyways, there's a line, I will not utter it because it's so bad, but it's something that we joke about all the time. So that'll be an off recording joke. Yeah.
It's a great, and so if people reacted to this and thought this shouldn't be on Criterion, and probably that was a very common reaction because it's not expected. Let's just, since it's definitely a black film and it celebrates blackness. I mean, you want to talk about the growth since that New York Times article, and they're listening. I do give them a lot of credit here for leaning into that and putting out films that
If you're
may
gonna put
not
out The Breakfast Club, you're gonna put
Right.
out House Party.
Exactly. That's what it
So
is.
that's
or even
so,
Pee-wee. It's
and if you're gonna
you're
put
not going
out,
to yeah,
no, these are important cultural films, which is exactly
exactly.
what Criterion says that they're putting out.
Hmm.
Listen, is this the most significant black film ever made?
Right.
Absolutely not. Was it really, really important in that era of black pop culture history? 100%. Did it actually cause conversation and
Totally.
dress and like,
Hmm.
and did it capture this part of black social life? Absolutely. So yeah, so anybody that's saying what does this have to do in there, and then they got Breakfast Club on the shelf, y'all need to take a look in the mirror
It's
because
gonna be a blast, and I
it's
can't wait
it's
to
I haven't
rewatch
seen
it.
it. I haven't
I've
seen
seen
it in ages. I snuck into the
yeah.
movie theater to see this. What year did this come out again? It was
This is 90.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
yeah,
I
you're a
100%,
wee lad, or wee
I
lassie.
snuck in for that one. So,
Yeah, and there's a lot of supplements, commentary, so, yeah, I look forward to celebrating this film and looking at it with new eyes. I mean, obviously, I saw it back not 1990, probably a little later than that, but probably on cable. Actually, I think it was a pretty frequent
it was a cable
program,
staple for sure.
It was
cable
always
station.
on. Like, I grew
Yeah,
up with this movie. This movie, like, it was just always playing. People did the house party dance at dances. Like, it was just
Mhm.
like, it
hmm
became so integrated into, like, at least for me growing up in like New York City culture.
Oh,
Like, it
yeah.
was just like hip hop culture.
Honey, it
yeah.
hit us down
Can't
in
wait.
Chattanooga,
Yeah, no,
Tennessee,
totally.
which, I mean,
Mhm.
it was just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. So I'll grab that. There probably will be a flash sale in February, and that'll be one of the first in my cart. So I can't wait.
Listen, I just gotta say here, you've got Birth pulled up and Keith
Mhm.
Urban. Man, you just screwed up, dude. Your wife wanted sexed up and you could not you couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on that. I will, but I I'm not gonna defend Keith, or I don't know. I keep away, like, the great
The
Sean Baker
tabloid.
said in
Man,
Nora, "No tabloid bullshit." I actually quote that in the book because
the
'cause there's
tabloid stuff on this is the lore is
yeah,
so good. I just couldn't help myself. But we're having a
yeah.
Nicole Kidman's on
She's
Criterion
having
now.
a
So
moment, yeah, and I was just
yeah.
at a film festival that she attended. I didn't see her, it's not like we went and partied afterward, but it was kinda cool. It was a big deal. I mean, what really I used that time to go to a movie with a smaller audience, and that worked out for me. But I do wanna, just touch on this. It's our second to last title. I think we have some time, but, this is Jonathan Glazer's Birth. It just so happens, as part of the book, I'm writing about the filmmakers. The filmmakers are more part of the story of A24 than the people that founded the company. So, of course, I
Mhm.
do get into their history, a decent amount, but the focus is their filmmakers because they let their filmmakers talk, and their stories are fascinating. And so I tell all the stories of all the filmmakers, not all, but the ones probably. And so Jonathan Glazer was a huge figure in A24 because of Under the Skin, which came out almost a decade after this. and he had a very, very interesting guy. And of course, now he has an Oscar for The Zone of Interest, which is a decade later than this. He does things on his own time. Started out in video games and commercials, which, by the way, are video games, music videos and commercials, but there are some from video games too. So that's another topic. So Birth was actually his first foray into mainstream theaters. He only released Sexy Beast before this, which was performed very well. Kingsley, of course, is a very notable performance and was nominated for an Oscar. I think he should have won. But this one, the studios thought, okay, let's take this weird movie that's about a youngish Anna, Nicole Kidman performance, mourning the death of her husband and seeing it reincarnated in a 10-year-old boy. That sounds like good Saturday afternoon entertainment. So they opened it pretty wide, and it did what we would probably all expect. It flopped, and basically was out of theaters. It made some money, but it was a disappointment. And actually, it informed his career, and that's what I'm writing about. Really, he learned some tough lessons about just working with studios, and that got him to A24. So the proof is in the pudding. Anyway, that was a long, long digression to say that this movie has been rediscovered and is worthy of rediscovery. It's actually a brilliant movie, I think.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not a masterpiece, but I think a lot of people have slept on this and are going to rediscover it when this comes out. And yeah, Nicole Kidman is a tremendous. She's one of our finest actresses.
Yeah,
I would say.
I hate to say it, I think she's underrated. I just think,
Yeah,
which seems insane to say, but I just don't think, I think people think of her as like a star, like a movie star. They don't
yeah.
think of her as an actress. And
Like I'm not
yeah,
picking on you, but the tabloid stuff. She has been,
yeah,
of course, Tom Cruise,
yeah,
as we started
right.
earlier in this conversation. So this is actually almost the bookend. Maybe not quite. Baby Girl might be the bookend to that conversation, but she's a remarkable talent. Deserves all her flowers, and for this movie too. She really didn't get any acclaim or recognition for this performance. So I can't wait for people to see this, and I'm glad people are recognizing that Jonathan Glazer is quite an artist. So yeah, everybody get Perth. Boy, I don't know if that's tough to follow, but there's one left, Tiff. Do you want to
This is
take this one?
this is your baby right here.
Oh,
This is it.
yeah. Well, so the first journey I did on Cine Journeys was for the incredible Raúl Julia. And this performance is so beautiful of his. It's one of the more understated ones. He's playing opposite William Hurt, who won the Oscar for this role. And he won the Oscar for this role, but it really does not work, his performance, without Raúl Julia's performance.
Right.
They're sort of together as one. Like one just does not work without the other. So I just really love this movie. Obviously, right now, the Bill Condon directed musical is out of based on the musical version. This movie is not a musical, but the one that's out starring Diego Luna, J-Lo, Tonatiuh, who's a new talent who's incredible in it. Yeah, I just think they both go together really well, along with the book, of course. And I just really love this movie, this like exploration of sexuality and like fascism. And there's just so many things happening while these two very, very different people get to know each other within the confines of a cell.
Yeah.
I love this cover too. This is Greg
Yes.
Ruth, one of the best, maybe maybe the best. That's of course debatable, but captures the film in my memory. And yeah, I don't know if you want to get into the supplements. I don't know if you can see them.
I just hope that people, because when you did your journey on him, we talked about, or you talked about, well, when we were talking before you did your journey and you were kind of pitching the idea, we talked about how most people, like normies, know Raúl from the Addams Family, and how they don't realize that he was, and he's great in those movies, but they don't realize that he was like an actor. Like he was an actor's actor.
4-time Tony nominated, like stage bred.
Right. Like
real
legit shit here. And
the real deal.
And that was the whole, for lack of a better word, the thesis of your journey was like, there's like, that's great. He's great in these movies. Let's not discount that. He elevates them, but like, oh my God, there's so much more. And so I'm hoping that this release will, for the kids or the kids of the kids who grew up on his Gomez Adams. I'm hoping that they'll discover him in this. Because it's a really, really, really great performance.
It's so good. And Sonia Braga too. She's so good in it too. Yeah, I just really love this.
And I think there's nothing wrong with a remake drawing attention to the original. And I've heard good. Well, you've seen the remake.
Yes, I saw it. I loved it. I think they all go great together. The remake is given way more freedom to dive into the queerness aspect of it, which is fantastic. So yeah, I kind of love the way that they all go together as this one, like variations of this one message.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about like
1985. I mean, that's what it was, right?
There's plenty of remakes out there that, I think about like The More the Merrier, and then like Walk Don't Run. I think sometimes you can have remakes that are, or like Sorcerer and Wages of Fear. Like,
that's a great example.
It's like you just,
that's like the example. Yeah.
Right.
Or A Star Is Born.
Totally.
It's like the story is so good that I think there's room for, them. They don't have to replace each other. They can just be complements, so
Here Comes Mr. Jordan, or Matter of Life and Death. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my God, what did we just fucking covered some shit. Like
we covered like 3 years of Criterion releases in a little more than an hour. Hey Tiff, it was great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Where can people find you online on this internet thing?
When I'm doom scrolling, I can be found on at Filmiliar Face, FILMIAR Face.
Which is a great username.
On all of the things. And that's where
we'll put some of those things in the show notes. You're on our platform, of course. And by the way, you can still watch that Raúl journey that you did. That it'll just be under your. You click on guides and click on Tiff, and there will be the Maya, the Mira, and also the Raúl. So that was a great night.
You can subscribe to Tiff's channel. It's like like $5 a month or something. And
I'll put that link in the notes too. Yeah.
So
hey Jill, where can people find you?
I'm here, there, everywhere under a rock. No,
in the gutter. That's okay.
You asked me that right when I was about to hack my lungs up. So I am on Blue Sky at biscuitkitten.
Whatever that
something, whatever it is there. I don't know. And then at Cinejourneys, if you are listening to this, I'm telling y'all, online film discourse sucks. It does not suck at Cinejourneys. We've built a really lovely community, and we would love to have you. So come join us. And when you were talking about Adrian Martin, writing the intro to the book, he just did a great Fritz Lang class for us. We've got so many awesome things coming down. So come hang out with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's planning an Ernst Lubitsch, which isn't on the website. But there's also Matt has Weimar cinema coming up, and then French critics from the 1960s.
I mean, come on, y'all.
Not French New Wave. This is the getting into the theories of the French critic. This is really inside baseball.
We've got to bring it back to Criterion. We have Derek Smith is doing one night, an evening with Eraserhead, or
we called it a Eraserhead evening. Evening.
There was
like that doesn't work, but I kind
of like evening with the worm baby.
When you all were talking about that, all I could hear in my head was the Werner Herzog, "I would like to see the baby." That's what I kept thinking.
And we'll have a sing along to In Heaven, that'll be we've lots of fun stuff, and there's more.
Hang out in the radiator together. It'll be fantastic.
Radiator party. All right. Well, and I'm at the same place, Cine Journeys. I've not been on social media as much, but there'll be places.
You
Letterbox
may
is
be the
actually.
sanest of the three right now, so you
Well,
know.
I'm actually very active on Letterbox, and what I'm doing for the book is an open secret. Like everything I watch a lot. I've watched a lot over the last year. It's been nuts, as my good friend Tim Robinson would say. Um, but and of course, the book is at cinejourneys.com/A24. We'll be ramping up. Be doing a lot more social media and appearances because I'm wrapping up a book. Yay! A big,
Yeah.
beautiful book. So
Sure about
that's been
that?
fun.
Sure about that?
uh,
Sorry,
just
you say
oh my
Tim
God.
Robinson,
We're just
and I'm
filming
just gonna
funerals and the bodies come.
we're
So,
just
by the
bust
way,
out
the cheer company.
shitwood.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
don't follow me. Go watch the cheer company. It's a lot of fun. Tim, we got to do something on Tim Robinson.
Okay, so this is now a Tim Robinson podcast. This is what we're doing.
Well, Criterion got an hour and 10 minutes. We can wrap up with Tim Robinson.
Thank you for listening. To hear more shows from the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, please select the link in the description.
Are you a film fan who loves the ultimate home video experience? Look no further than The Disconnected. Your host, Ryan Verrill, is your go-to source for the latest and most accurate information on home video releases, exclusive interviews with industry insiders and filmmakers, and has established a thriving community where every film and physical media enthusiast feels welcome. From hidden gems to blockbuster hits, The Disconnected brings you insider knowledge and a welcoming space to share your love of cinema. Watch every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the live announcements show and follow The Disconnected on social media to stay updated. Subscribe to The Disconnected on YouTube or on the podcast provider of your choice and dive into a world where every movie night is an adventure.